Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make an awesome muzzle flash effect all inside of After Effects. This is great for gunshots or really any kind of artillery related explosion, so without further ado, let's go. Okay, whenever we actually do the effect, there's two parts to it. There's the actual muzzle flash, and then there's the lighting effect that comes off of the light. And whenever you combine them both together along with a little smoke and a gunshot sound, then it looks pretty good. But before we start doing the visual effects for the shot, we actually need a shot. So when filming this, you want to keep two things in mind. First, you want to make sure that you have good form whenever you're holding the gun, and it actually looks like you know how to use a gun, because if you shoot it lazily, it's not going to look that great. And second of all, make sure that you can emulate the kickback of the gun. This means that right as you fire it, you're going to add kind of a motion to your wrist, and you want to get back down as fast as possible. You want to make sure this is a really quick motion and it's not too drawn out. And once you have a shot that you're happy with, then we can hop into After Effects and bring the life to this visual effects shot. Let's go. Alright, here we are inside of After Effects. I'm using After Effects Beta, but any modern version should work for what we're doing. Alright, we need three assets. First one is a video clip of you shooting a gun, which we just shot. The second one is a muzzle flash. You could search these on Google, there's plenty of copyright free ones that you could use. And a gunshot sound effect to tie it all together. Once we have that, we can hop into After Effects. I just clicked on Create New Composition and selected my video clip. From here, we can scrub to the point wherever my gun pops up from the kickback. So right here, and I want to go back to the start of it. So at this frame right here is where we're going to add our muzzle flash. There's plenty of different kinds of muzzle flashes, like ones from the side and ones from the front, all depending on the direction and what kind of gun you're using. I'm not getting too technical to where I worry about what the actual flash looks like, but we do want to make sure it's the right direction. To import the muzzle flash into After Effects, you can press Command-I or Control-I, depending on whether you're using Mac or Windows. Alternatively, you could just drag and drop it right in here. Now, your muzzle flash might have a black background. If that happens, then what you want to do is go here to Mode and switch this to Screen. Okay, obviously it's too big and not in the right spot. So first, select your layer and press S. This will bring up scale, so you can set it to the size that you want. Then you can just use your mouse on the screen and drag the layer right over the gun where you want it to be. Or you could select your layer and press P for manual controls, where you could just slide these numbers and it'll control the X and Y position of the layer. Okay, now to make it blend a little bit better with the image, we're going to come over here to Effects and Presets and search for Glow. Then drag Glow on top of the muzzle flash layer. I like switching this to A and B colors and then selecting my own. Normally red and orange work good for muzzle flashes. Then bring up the radius a bit. Okay, so now I have this muzzle flash that plays over the gunshot. But I want to add a cool effect where as the light is in front of the gun, it's actually casting that much light onto my body. Now, there's not real light in the shot because, of course, it's a digital element, so there's no real light being cast onto my face. But we can fake that with something called the masks. First, select your actor layer and duplicate it by pressing Command or Control D. Then rename it Light Matte. Then just drag the beginning and the end of the clip so it lines up roughly with the muzzle flash. Now make sure you have your light matte clip selected and then head over to the pen tool. If you don't see it, you can press G on your keyboard and that'll select it for you. Now take your time and go over the area of your actor that would look like it should be affected by the light glow of the muzzle flash. This doesn't have to be perfect, so don't freak out about it and take your time. But generally, the side of you closest to the gun will be the one that's brightest. Awesome, now we have our layer isolated. To show that, you can click over here on this little dot and that'll isolate the layer. And as you can see, it's a little cutout version of me. Now come back over here to this effects panel and search for Lumetri color. Whenever you see it, drag it onto your light matte layer. Okay, in here you're going to change a few settings like bringing up the exposure, making it a little orange to match the muzzle flash. This can be done with using their color wheels right here. Just bring the shadows and highlights over towards red a little bit. Also bring your highlights way up. Then select your light matte layer and double click M. Then you can bring up the mask feather and any other settings here that might help you out, such as bring down the mask expansion. So now, as you can see, it kind of looks like I'm being lit up by the muzzle flash itself. And of course, you could go as extreme as you want. You could bring it way up like that. Just mess around with the settings and get something that you like, because this is your shot. And now whenever you play through it, you can see it looks really good because it's almost like the light is actually there and present in the scene. Now you can import a gunshot sound effect by just dragging it right here into your timeline and lining it up with the gunshot. Alright, and that is how to make an awesome gunshot effect all inside of After Effects. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like or maybe even subscribe. And if you did like it, then you'll probably like this video. It's about how to clone yourself inside of After Effects. See you there.